Good morning. I'm really happy. First of all, I have to say I'm really happy to see some really friendly faces. I'm really happy to see some friendly faces here. I want to start by welcoming the 5th grade teachers from Amber Valley, John Hust, Deb Robinson, John Fruin, Renee Nash, and Rob Nestor. I also want to welcome you, the 5th graders from Amber Valley. Today, you're going to get a preview of the experience you'll have in about a month. Lucky kids. But I also want to welcome the Stuart Pimsler Dance Theater. We have enjoyed working with them. Our dancers have been incredible. The students have enjoyed the experience. And I'm so glad you're here to share it with us this morning.
Good morning, Amber. As Heather Herman said, we're excited to have you here to watch, and then we're excited to come in December, and we'll be doing this same process with you. However, what you see today is not what we'll do with you, because you're different students in different classes, and you'll make a different performance, and then Jefferson will come and watch you perform.
Good morning. Last weekend, I went to an antique store, and I found this book. It's an old photo album. I love albums because they hold treasures, valuable treasures. Do you know what I mean by valuable? Something that you would never give away. These albums can tell so much about another place, another time, other people, and other families. You never know what you might find in any family album. When I look through this album, I wonder about the people and their names and who they were named after. I wonder what they celebrate and their favorite foods. Do they have a special holiday or a game they shared? Have they always lived in the same house? As I look closer, I can see that they are all connected. I can imagine them helping each other through hard times, or helping to celebrate the arrival of a new one to the family, or traveling one place to another, but always staying connected. Staying connected from one place to the next.
most alike in my family is my great-great-grandma.
My dad. My cousin.
My grandfather.
My dad.
She was a helper and a leader and was vivacious like me.
He's artistic. He is playful and fun.
We're both funny.
I have dirty blonde hair.
Her name was Audrey.
Congressman. Music.
Elwood.
Alan.
My grandma is a midwife and a dancer. She's active and cares. I am too. I like to dance, and I feel like it comes easy to me. Maybe it does because that's something my grandma passed down to me.
My dad taught me how to shift a summer tongue. It was hard at first, but with practice it gets easier and easier. I love playing basketball, just like my grandpa did in all fields.
And I like to play hockey with my dad and mom.
Mine has a great climbing tree in the front. Mine has a good tree back there. Mine has a treehouse, a playground, and a zip line. We have a large backyard behind the gray house. Our backyard is huge. My backyard is giant, and it has a red house with many front walls. We live on a golf course. Hole 12 to be exact. Yes!
When I was young, I remember staying up late at night looking out my window. I gaze up at the stars and wonder all about the world and what my place would be in it when I grew up. My mom and dad always told me I was smart. Smart enough to go to college, smart enough to do whatever I fell in love with. Maybe I'd be a commercial artist. I'd love to doodle and draw. Or maybe I'd do something with foreign languages. I studied Spanish, and later on in the Army I learned Russian. With my mom and dad's belief in me, I would wish through the window for a future that was as bright as the stars above.
My belief comes from my dad. He says he could see me being an inventor in the future.
My mom and her roommate said I could be a crazy cat lady, but I'd like to be a cartoonist. I love drawing and making people laugh. so she can see me being one of the biggest supporters of all, a piano teacher. My mom says I would be great at helping people because I have an open heart.
Our most important caregivers are the ones who believe in us, the ones who support us and help us dream about our future selves. It is because of this love and encouragement that we see all that we are, all we can offer, and all we could be. Even if, for now, it's simply through the window.
yet, so they're watching and thinking, oh boy, what are we gonna do, right? It's gonna be different. But I'm wondering if anybody from the Bamber classes might have a question for the students here about their experience, and we'll pass the mic, okay? So, Lene, can you give me, give this mic to Nathan?
I wanted to ask, like, were any of you shy at first?
Right? A lot of us, right? A lot of you didn't probably expect you were going to be performing on stage. Good question, Nathan. Another question, Bamber students. Deb, can you direct somebody up here? Because my mic won't go that far. Thanks. What's your name?
How did you feel when you were, like, performing?
Okay. Jefferson, I bet you have lots and lots of answers, so I'm going to let you just, I'm going to pick a couple people, because I'm sure we have many answers. Izzy, how were you feeling when you were performing?
It was really nervous, like, you felt really nervous at first, but as the show started, it became really fun, and your nerves just went away.
Somebody over here, is it Billy? Billy, can you stand, because this mic doesn't...
I agree with Izzy. You feel nervous at first, except for as you practice and you get better, then you feel like you can do it. You can literally feel your own pulse.
I'm not gonna lie,
It was kind of scary.
Okay, and Jen, can you send, I can't reach to your class, so can you send somebody over from your class? Thank you. Great, one more. I bet you all have different responses, but here we go.
I think it was really fun performing on stage. Because you could be with all your friends and it's really cool when people get to watch you do your performance.
Great, okay. Thank you. Let's have another question from the Bamber group. Corey, is this your student in the back here? Yeah, can we have you come up here? I don't know the Bamber names yet, but I'll learn them soon.
Was any of things what you did you make any mistakes?
Good question, Jack. And let me follow up with another question. Did anybody in the audience know there was any mistakes? No. And what do we say in theater, Jefferson students, about mistakes? Great. Good question, Jack. Lene, do you have another student? I'll bring the mic over here.
How did the student Bamber dance decide the dance moves and the themes?
Oh, how did we decide on dance moves and the different things? Tell me, Amy, Kira. Sorry. Here we go.
Well, for our class, what we did is so in Mr. Reekirk's class, what we did is we took different things. We did this thing about like looking into a magical globe and seeing what you would be in the future. And we took that and we kind of made it, and our teacher kind of split us up into 4 different groups, and then we did a laps eventually, and then we kind of based movements off of that. But it's different for each class. That's what our class is. Kathleen, I can't
and how you all came up with the different movement?
Our artist was Miss Jen, and what we did was we had these things called I Am From poems. So we wrote down a few things that we liked, and so she split us up into a few groups. Like my group was curious, and then there's animals. So every group was based on one thing that everyone in that group liked.
Chase, do you want to come over and tell us what you did in your class?
Well, I'm in Miss Suzanne's group, and so what we did is, we basically you asked us and stuff like about our houses and stuff, and then we put that in like actions and words. So.
Things that they told me about their houses, and then they chose how to put them into actions and words. Okay, I had somebody from Catherine's class, Jen's class, my class, and I need somebody from Amina. Can I have you for a moment? Thanks.
So I was in Steven's class, and at first we were just, he split us up into groups, and then we did lines, and then he would give us heights, like you were low, medium, and tall. And so you would just go across the stage and like do whatever dance move you want, and then we based the movements off our I'm From poems, and we kind of came up with that.
Thank you. So I guess I have not had the company introduce themselves, I'm sorry. You will be meeting them in a couple weeks, so let me just pass the microphone.
Hi you guys, my name is Catherine. I'm really excited to work with you guys in a couple weeks.
Hey, Steven here. I'm going to be working with Deb's class. Hey guys, hey future children.
Hi everyone, I'm Jen. I'm going to be working with Mr. Vester's class.
That's okay. And my name is Suzanne, and I'll be working with Mr. Hust's class. And we have one more teaching artist because Jefferson has 4 fifth grades and Bamber has 5. We'll have another artist with us, Julia Bassett, who will be working with Corey, what's your last name? Drew. Corey's class. Okay, let's have a couple more questions from the audience. Rob, do you want to direct a student to come and ask us questions?
What's your guys' favorite part? What was your guys' favorite part?
My favorite part was when we were kind of choosing what we were doing, only Stephen wasn't approved.
Mine is the basketball one, because it was kind of funny.
My favorite part was probably just being there with all the people. My favorite part was probably being with all the people and the friends.
My favorite part was working with trios. Terrific. Izzy, do you have something else to add?
My favorite part about the dance was getting to learn a lot more about my classmates' ancestry.
Mohammed, do you have something to add to this? Mohammed, right? Yep.
My favorite part was being on stage.
Okay, good. Okay, let's go to another question, okay? Is this Miss Roush's class? Yeah? You want to come up and answer?
Would cheerleading be a good theme? Would cheerleading be a good theme?
is that all of the themes that came up in each of our pieces were based on the people in our classrooms. So there was some movement like basketball that maybe came up in a couple different pieces because we had a lot of kids who like to play basketball. You know, when we find and we create the piece, maybe something like cheerleading comes up because that's something you're interested in. So each piece was kind of different based on who was in the room. All right.
I like that you guys show grit and never giving up. And that showed me never giving up too. In class and in math or anything. Because I will be the greatest police officer in Rochester.
John? Where's John? John, have we had somebody from your class? Huh? That's your class? All right, get ready. All right, can I have another question? Can I have the boy in the brown shirt? Yep, sorry. This is Michael.
Did you guys like performing?
How many days did it took to do this dance?
Good question. So we were here every day for 2 weeks working with the class that we worked with. And that's what we'll do with Bamber students as well. We'll be with you for 2 weeks. And at the end of 2 weeks, you'll get to perform and they'll be in the audience, okay? Yeah.
Did you guys like working in the classroom?
Was it like hard to the point where you guys just wanted to give up some point?
All right, we have a little time. I'm curious to have the Jefferson students, okay, rewind in your mind 2 weeks ago. You didn't know us. You didn't know what we were going to do. You didn't know what that was going to turn into, right? If you can go back, and can you think of a question or something you'd like to tell the Bamber students, because they haven't done this yet, that might be something that they want to think about over the next couple weeks before we get there. Tell me your name. Yeah. Sorry. All right.
Well, for the first thing the only thing I have to say is that it can be a little challenging at first because you don't know the people and you don't know their personalities, but then once you get to know them and you know what you're going to do, it starts to get easier.
At first it's really nervous, but then actually when you start knowing them, they are getting really nice and they're really sweet.
After we've been here a while.
Be ready for anything. There's a lot of unexpected stuff.
Good. Jada? Is it Jada? Yeah.
All I gotta say is be calm. confident.
Nice. Lily? Lily, right? Okay.
I think you have to be pretty open to share about stuff. Stuff about our family and stuff.
We will be asking lots of questions that you may or may not know answers to about families and your relatives and way back. And so it will be a chance for you to learn some more about your own family and one another's. And that'll be part of the fun of the 2 weeks that we're with you. It's not Abby. Who's in the middle? Elise.
It's okay if you get a little nervous, but just be ready to do anything. But also, today before the performance, I got really jumpy. Literally, I jammed all over.
Jefferson students, and this is something we'll ask Bamber students after you've done this residency. What's one thing you learned over these 2 weeks? I mean, there's probably many, hopefully many things you've learned over 2 weeks. But can we have one thing you've learned? Let's have somebody that has not spoken. One thing you've learned.
That everyone's a good dancer.
Great. Everyone's a good dancer, see? Great. All right. Terrific. Janice?
Steven said when you say your part, you have to be loud.
Jaira?
How much your body could hurt. It hurt like so.
Okay. Abby? Abby?
That in my class we did a lot of activities and we all kind of laughed at each other. So if someone laughs at you, don't be like, oh dang it, they're laughing at me. You're all gonna laugh at each other, so just be open.
Now, I know that the Bamber teachers have a little familiarity with this program. And she didn't say so, but Miss Herman, who introduced the show, was at Bamber some years back before you were there. And I would just love to take the last couple minutes for the teachers here at Jefferson to just say one thing that maybe was a new thing for you doing this residency, and we can just pass it through the 4 teachers here. How about that? Okay.
So for me, I thought, if I think back to the beginning, it was really interesting to learn. I got to learn more about my students, really deep things about them, and they got to learn those things about each other. I also learned that all of my students are incredibly patient. That was one really nice side effect of this residency, was not only were they putting together beautiful movements, but they were also growing in the amount of calm and patience that they could show. And I was really impressed, you guys. You're kind of awesome. And thank you, Stephen.
In my class, Mrs. Reekirk's class, we started almost each day with about a 20-minute stretch period. And it really did loosen up your muscles, and it kind of made you slide right through the rest of the day because you were ready for the day. And you can tell that the kids enjoyed the same thing.
In my class, Ms. McDonald, I really enjoyed, and I think my students really enjoyed working as a team and being able to be collaborative and learning to do some of these difficult moves that they really didn't think they could before we started. And then it was amazing how it came together, and they were doing things that were amazing to them. And thank you very much, Ms. Suzanne. This has been an awesome experience, and I really hope you do it again.
I'm Mr. Kirk and have very little voice, so I'll try to keep it short. What I saw in my class, what I saw was trust. They learned to trust each other because there was a couple of moves there when the first time Catherine, our awesome artist in Resident K, she challenged them and pushed them, and at first they were like, we can't do it, and she just kept encouraging them, and finally they were able to do it. And so they learned to trust in each other and trust in themselves. And I think that's such an important skill as they're growing into young adults. So yeah, this was great.
As I mentioned at the beginning, just like the Jefferson students didn't quite know what to expect, and it developed from their stories and their movements, we don't know what we're going to do with you either. It's going to be all new. It's going to be a completely different show than what you just saw. And that's what's exciting. Each of you will have a contribution to what we create in 2 weeks with you. But one thing we wanted to share with you, which we'll do with you when we're there, is the way that we close all of our classes and our performances. I think maybe we should stand. What do you guys think? Yeah? So we finish all of our classes, not only with students in K-12 schools, but in colleges and with senior adults, lots of folks. We want to always close with a thank you to one another for working so hard and paying attention and using your movement and your voice to create something beautiful. And we do this with English Sign Language. So we're going to teach it to you. Yeah. Some of you guys are going to be pros at this, I have a feeling, in Mr. Huss' class. So the phrase is, thank you for your beautiful dancing and voice and hard work. I hope I'm doing this right. You're gonna have to tell me when I get there, okay? If I'm doing it right. All right, so here we go. We're going to teach it to you, everybody. Let's do it slow. Thank you is take your hand to your chin and take it out. For is to your forehead and take it out. This is a little different because we want to include everybody. You take it like it's a mirror on your hand, and you want to see everybody that's here. Beautiful is go around your beautiful face. Okay, good. And then dancing is a little dancer on a stage. Little legs on the stage. And pull from one side to the other. 2 fingers over your vocal cords is voice. And from one side to the other, hard. You guys are going to demonstrate. Bend your fingers, cross them, knock them together. That's hard. And work is turn it over. Am I right? Just say it right, okay? Just pretend. All right. And then we do repeat, which is like a waterfall. So what we'll do, Jefferson and Bamber, is we're going to do this all together, first with our voices and our hands. Then when we repeat, we're going to take our voices away and do it just with our hands. All right? Are you all ready? Yeah?